I think it's no secret at this point that Citizen are on fire. They keep on coming out with new watches, upgrading old watches, and coming out with completely new lines like the Forza. I've actually featured all three versions of the Forza here on my channel: the automatic, the time only with the 3 hands and the day date, and now we're taking a look at a Panda chronograph, which I think has one of the best dials out of this collection, and I think it has one of the best dials that you could probably get at this price point. This is a Panda dial, so it's going to be popular. However, this is also super titanium, it's eco drive. The specs here just speak for themselves. Without further ado, let's take a look at what probably is my favorite Forza, the Panda chronograph in eco drive. So this is definitely one of the most attractive out of all of the Forza collection. This is the Panda chronograph, and you're getting a sunken sub-dial setup on this watch that you don't see in the pictures. It actually gives you a lot more depth to the dial than the pictures actually purvey. It really is a complicated dial. It looks like a complicated dial. Starting with the case on this watch, the watch is larger than the other 2 watches in the collection. So that automatic version and the 3-hand day date. This is 42.5 millimeters. So it is larger, but you're getting all the same treatment on this case that you are getting on the other watches as well. Very angular case, 42.5 millimeters exactly from each side of the watch. There's like a flat edge on this side and a flat edge by the crown, so you're getting that measurement right there. It does wear like a 42 or a 43 millimeter watch. It wears on the larger side, although I will mention when you turn it on its side here, you can see you have that angular treatment on the case. You have that really nice line of polish on the case as well. Super titanium, so the case back bracelet, all in super titanium. You do get very good end links on here, although it is a larger watch. So you're getting a 44 millimeter lug to lug, that's at the case, but at the bracelet, because you have these male end links, it's around 49 millimeters. Considering this is an integrated bracelet watch, that 49 millimeters is small when compared to other integrated bracelet watches that are in that realm, in that 42 millimeter realm. That's pretty small because of the design of how the interaction happens between the case and the bracelet. That is excellent. Flipping it over, you're going to see crown side, you have these pushers, they're polished. The crown in titanium is polished, and of course again you have that beautiful line of polish on the top and the bottom of the case. The case is brushed. You have a polished bezel on here, so there is a little bit of polish. It's not too flashy. You get polish throughout the bracelet, through those links. Each one of the links is solid. In the center of each one of the links, where it actually connects to the next link, is polished. So there's a little bit of polish on the bracelet. On the case, there's an edge that goes all the way around the case. Most of that is polished. That end link is polished. That male end link is polished. And then of course the bezel, the pushers, and the crown. So that's all the polishing you're getting on here. But with that being said, because of the color of the titanium, and super titanium I should call it, because there is an extra hard coating on here that gives it that scratch resistance, it doesn't look flashy at all. The only thing flashy about this watch, I would say, is that dial. Again, it's layered. You have applied indices. There is lume. There's a lot going on the dial. It's complicated, but at the same time, very straightforward. You have a black chapter ring. That's a tachometer. Inboard of that, you have the applied indices. Those are baton indices. Those are filled with lume. You have a textured white dial. And then you have black subdials, which are sunken. On the border of those subdials, you have a little bit of silver, which looks really good, and it is polished. You have fence post hands. Those are filled with lume. And then you have a needle seconds hand. There is no lume in the needle seconds hand. The date is between the 4 and the 5 o'clock position. You know, I could do without the date. I always say that. That is a personal thing. This is an eco drive. So this is a solar powered watch. It is powered by light, any light. The movement in this watch is the B620, just in case you are wondering. You have a push-pull crown, a screwed-in case back, 100 meters of water resistance. They make 2 other dials on this watch. One is a salmon dial, which I think looks awesome as well. And then they make a Tiffany blue. If it was me, I would take the salmon or this Panda dial. I think this Panda dial is killer. You get Rolex vibes from it. You definitely get Daytona vibes, but there's other watches out there that are a lot more expensive that sort of look like this a little bit. Plus, this is a titanium integrated bracelet watch, so very, very different from those watches at the same time. The bracelet's really nice, like I mentioned. There isn't a lot of micro adjust on the Forza watches in general. They all get the same buckle with only 2 positions of micro adjust, and it is basically a pressed buckle. I would like to see this scissor part come in a milled form, but other than that, I really don't think it's all that bad. And by the way, it is in titanium, so it is a full titanium buckle. Price on this watch is $625. Citizen keep on coming out with watches that are just amazing, and this, the textured dial, the sunken sub-registers, the applied indices, all the different levels that you're getting on this dial, the super titanium, the polish, everything, they got it all right. It looks fantastic on your wrist, and let me show you what I have on my wrist, and then I'll throw this Forza on my 7.5-inch wrist. Well, on my wrist today, I have another super titanium watch. This is my ProMaster Dive Automatic in super titanium with that blue dial, blue bezel. It looks awesome. It's like a dark blue, so it almost comes across as black. This again is in super titanium, and I have been wearing this for quite some time. Actually, I was thinking about it. I think it's about 2 years I have this watch, and it looks basically brand new. This is a watch that I bring on almost every vacation that I go on. It replaced a Seiko that was in my collection, and I absolutely love this watch. It's really one of my favorite dive watches in my collection. Well, there you go. I do have a 7.5-inch wrist. This is a 42.5 millimeter watch. It has a 44 millimeter lug span. However, with those male end links, it's around 49 millimeters. And then you have a thickness of around 11.5 millimeters. That is impressive considering this is a chronograph. If this was automatic, most automatics, if you talk about the PR, I bring up the PRX a lot during these Forza reviews that I'm doing, but if you think about the PRX chronograph, that's around 15 millimeters thick. This is a lot thinner at 11.5 millimeters thick. You can see it wears very close to the wrist. That's because it's an eco drive. It's a quartz movement inside, which obviously is powered by light. Any light, I bring that up, it's being charged right now by my studio lights. You know, that is a benefit of having an eco drive movement, a quartz movement. It is a thinner watch, and I have to say, this does not look like a cheap watch on my wrist. This looks like a very expensive watch in my opinion. This looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. It's those sub dials, it's that textured dial, the bracelet. Everything about this watch screams it's a premium watch, except for the price, which is $625. And there you go, there's a lume shot. Very good lume on the hands and indices. Obviously, no lume on the second hand, on the running second hand, or the chronograph second hand. So I would have liked to see a little bit of lume on one of those second hands so you could see that it's working in the dark. Other than that, I don't have many complaints about this watch. Maybe the clasp, but considering again the price and what you're actually getting and that dial and all the materials that go into it, I think this is a very good price for this watch. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of the Super Titanium? What do you think of the Forza collection and what Citizen are doing with all of their lineups of watches, improving and making just really awesome watches like this out of the blue, which I don't think anybody expected when they came out with the Sayosa. I didn't expect them to come out with another integrated bracelet watch that was pretty amazing. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I will put a link to all of their watches down in the description. If you're interested, definitely check them out. Click the links down below, and they are available on their website currently. And they have, I believe, all of these in stock currently, so definitely check them out. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.